under the bright skies of Kampala at Hamzi Stadium, Nachivubo, in the StarTimes Uganda Premier League on match day 13, where URA FC will be tussling it out with Lugazi Football Club to see who will be walking away with a maximum points to extend their tally on the summit of the StarTimes Uganda Premier League. I am Alex Mugalu Bisma. I'll be joined by Godwin Bule and Tendo Niktamsoke to dig deep into today's match day live analysis. But before we go any further, this is what you need to know about these two sides.
Match Day Live.
URA versus Lugazi in Nachivubo is more of a Lugazi derby away from home, since the tax collectors spent a number of years hosting their games in Lugazi. And indeed, the current URA coach Alex Isabidie was a fan favorite during his playing days and during his early coaching days, having won them the last league title in 2011. Isabidie hopes to get back-to-back wins after edging Express FC 2-1 in the Nachivubo derby.
Beautiful set-piece play. Look at this. Who was marking Enokwalusimbi?
But in the opposite dugout will be his elder brother Stefan Bogere, conducting the symphony of the leaders who remain unbeaten since their last visit to Nachivubo, when interim coach Oliver Mbekeka led them to a priceless win over Express FC.
Down goes Samuel Senyonjo. Lugazi win possession free and square. The attack is imminent now. Here goes Mungudit Freedom. It's Freedom looking for the freedom to cross, and he does one. Oh, what a goal! Sam Semukuku! What a beautiful goal! Oliver Mbekeka cannot keep her excitement to herself. Beauty, beauty! And this sends the crowd wild. Lugazi on riot!
5 points separates both sides, with URA on 18 points, hoping to climb higher up the table into the top 3, while Lugazi wish to steer as far away from the drop zone as they can in their maiden top flight season.
Beauty at its best from Sam Semukuku, scoring his very first goal in the StarTimes Uganda Premier League.
Brotherly love turns to battle under Nachivubo Stadium. Stephen Bogere, leading Lugazi Football Club, will be tussling it out with URA FC, that is also led by Alex Isabidie Musongola. Alex Isabidie and his brother on the other side, Stephen Bogere, will be on the touchline as Lugazi faces URA FC.
I think too much respect results into the euphoria surrounding. You know, life has moments, and when you respect those moments, things happen your way. Probably it is a blessing in disguise for Stephen Bogere to be in the dugout facing his younger brother, and way younger, by the way, because they are separated by many years. He's the darling of the family, being one of the youngest children, but when he came into life, let's talk about the football life mostly. When he came into the limelight around 97, Bogere had long retired from football, because he retired in 1995 playing at Villa International. So you would think that if Alex was not so much involved in football, he does not know what his brother was. And Bogere had been the darling since 1981 when he came onto the scene. A full 14 years of football, playing for Tobacco, joining Tobacco from Millers in Jinja, and then joining Sports Club Villa, then having a transfer to Spear Motors, and then of course Nile, and then a few years in the Arab world. That was Stephen Bogere, who even reached the status of a national team captain in 1993. But Alex Isabidie comes around as a player also from Jinja, joining Nile from Aridina, one of those academies of football in Jinja that used to out so many talents. Isabidie comes up and also joins Sports Club Villa. They have something similar, from a Jinja team to Sports Club Villa. Then Isabidie's spell at Villa was short. He crossed to Express and then later played for URA, where he wound down his career. But he crossed easily, more seamlessly from football to coaching than Stephen Bogere. Stephen Bogere went into a little sabbatical doing business and all that. Then he came back to football a little later on. But he has garnered more experience than Alex. The difference is Alex has won more trophies than Stephen Bogere. So Alexis Savili, how he would conduct himself in front of Stephen Bogere. You know how flamboyant and how energized he is on the touchline in the technical area, sometimes exchanging words with the coaches, playing the mind games. How they manage that, God knows how it will be panning out.
Yeah, surely it must be a God's plan, as Tendo has hinted about that. Godwin Bule previously did play in Lugazi, and they had support in the Meta, that region of Lugazi, going to Mavira. They did play for some time in there, but now they're hosting from Ham Stadium, Nachivubo. How do you think the game will be unfolding, knowing that Lugazi have had a good form? They have been drawing matches, but they haven't lost. URA FC haven't registered back-to-back victories in 2024-2025 StarTimes Uganda Premier League season.
Yeah, as for URA, it doesn't take away the fact that they're going to be playing Lugazi, regardless of the years that they spent in Lugazi. And then there are new players in the squad, so it's a new picture for them. The fans there, the surroundings there are all going to be new. Maybe the one person who may know that side is Alexis Savili. Yeah. As far as the players, these are new young players. Only that they should give it a go on the pitch and ensure that they have maximum points and then register back-to-back wins, which I believe they should as URA FC. Yeah,
actually, previously, Lugazi FC visited the Stadium Nachivubo and managed to beat your former side Express FC by goal to nil, which was their first victory of the season. Can they replicate that against URA FC and on the same stadium?
I believe they should. When you look at their form, the only thing missing is getting that win. Over 6 draws, that is something good for them because they are new entrants in the league. But right now, you would want those 3 points. And then with when you're going to verse a team like URA FC, which is not even sure that they're going to win the second game, it's up to them to make it count. At least they have the mental capacity there to help them get out for this game.
Yeah, Tendo, with URA FC's head coach Alexis Savili unwell, and then the assistant Richard Kasule is also absent, finalizing with the exams at the Technical Center in Jeru. And that means the goalkeeping coach Jamil Damba will be taking charge of the team today at Ramsey Stadium.
Really, it's really a circus of events. Probably Stephen Bogere might be the luckiest person, but again, it might actually turn out to even be worse because if you look at the series of events, I'm a person who profiles series. It started from Nachivubo with Oliver Mbekeka in charge, and they beat Express, and from then they had a run where they're unbeaten. Now, if the pendulum swings and comes back to Nachivubo, it could be back to square one. And how ironic it would be if they lost this game without Alexis Savili or even Beka Kasule. I have a feeling Beka might appear because the rules in the CAF A course are not so strict with attendance of matches because it's very important as well to be attending matches. I've seen so many coaches who are having courses come out at the games, but what instructions they are going to give out is the determinant. But it could be a blessing in disguise for URA. When you look at the players assembled at URA, you would think that they just need a manager, not a coach, because they are all footballing heads. And if you remember how they were playing when they had David Obua at Lugazi, most of the Lugazi players then were fans of URA because of that playing style. And I'm having a feeling many of them were thinking, if our team doesn't get promoted, we could cross and play for this team, because I don't think they knew about URA's plan to leave Lugazi to come to Nachivubo. So being a player born in Lugazi, they would have liked to follow the path of so many players, the Feni Ali and Alexis Savili himself, who have made a name around there and probably didn't pan out so well because they left and Obua left and the playing style has changed. But having Alexis Savili at the mantle, you would think URA all Lugazi and URA are like brother and sisters. Having this game played at Nachivubo makes it a little strange for both of them. Fine URA has finally got a grip on the Nachivubo turf because they haven't gotten it running very well. And Lugazi, are struggling to conjure up wins, despite the fact that they are unbeaten. They need to get wins that will elevate them away from the conundrum of having these points in the hard zone, because the difference of 1, 2, 3 points is very, very easy to maneuver, and then you fall back into relegation. I would think their ambition would be to steer away from the relegation zone as far as possible in their first year, and URA has seen that, gone through that, never experienced the situation of relegation, because when they came in 2002, they have always been challenging for titles, eventually winning the league in 2006. So you think that Lugazi are trying to match what URA has done. Of course, with a different kind of setting, different funding, different management for Abdul Kawuru, they would want to have a go at this game, especially without URA's coaches. But the hindsight of having no coach is like having a coach changed, because that is exactly what changed Lugazi's transition. After the leaving of Sadiq Sempiji, Oliver Mbekeka did not seem like she was ready, but she got that win. And when Bogere came in, he also got a win against NEC. From then on, reality has sunk in and they have struggled to get wins, but they have not lost a game. So they have that resilience, and if they can really push it to get results, you think that it's going to be a very, very decent game for them.
Abule, if Lugazi FC must give it a go against URA FC, that means they must score at least some goals. Some Gugu made a difference when they played Express FC, still on the same stadium, scoring that a very important goal. Solitary strike made a difference. I don't know whether it can inspire them to victory even in today's match, because previously their assistant coach Oliver Mbekeka has been mentioning how they have struggled really to score goals despite the draws they have had.
Yeah, but there was a glimpse of light there, because they create those chances, only taking them down. That is their problem. When you look at the past few games, they've been doing quite well. Only the last part there, making those chances work. They have the midfield proficiency of Mwanje, Abdu, and then the likes of Derek Mwanje, and then Abdu Kalanzi. They are good. Even Mandela, at least if they can get that responsibility, add numbers whenever they are on the attacking phase, they can really get them. The burden is too much on Samson Gugu, and this is a different level, StarTimes URA Premier League. That is why the suffocation is there. And then the support players, Freedom Mungutit, Moses Buga, they have not yet lit up. Sharif Saka, they are not yet lit up. But as far as the structure is concerned, they are trying to be cautious, but then the goals are not coming. That is why they are not conceding that much, but still they are not scoring that much. But if they can sort it out, get the goals as we've spoken about it will be good for them, the midfielders, basically, because most of the goals have come from the midfield zones. If they can make it work, it can be good for them.
Okay. Senior Tendo, on the other side, URA FC will be also missing the services of Hudumulich, who is still serving that suspension after getting the red card against NEC FC. Their goalkeeper Denso team will also be missing this encounter. But the young midfielder Godfrey Sechibenga, I've seen him speaking that if they get today's victory, it can inspire them maybe to push for the title. Do you see URA FC still in the sight for the title?
Yeah, every team is in sight for the title, except maybe one or two, those that have not really seemed closer to the 40-point mark, and those that are really fighting relegation, because it's hard to have two fights in one season. If you are fighting against relegation, it becomes something that is on your mind for a long time. But the others that are safer, mathematically they are there, and for Godfrey Sechibengo to be dreaming that, it shows you the kind of ambition he has as a player. But you see, ambition is driven by interpretation of the body and mind, and then how you relate with the teammates. How he performs as a player will determine whether his ambition is not far-fetched. And I've not really seen a player dominate the game the way a URA player is supposed to be, because having seen so many URA teams, you think that it is supposed to have players that are challenging on all fronts. And then, of course, ambition in terms of even national team and winning games day in, day out. That is what a URA player is supposed to be, because for them it's business and business and business. And probably Sechibengo is right to be dreaming that way, but he has to really have that leadership and that performance on the pitch, and that is what we need to see daily, consistently. Recently, we saw Ahimbisibwe Ivan scoring, but he had previously scored a few games ago. So that consistency is what is going to put URA in the title picture. But the team itself is worth, on paper, a title-winning team. Every player that can be chosen, despite the fact that some are even missing, because if you don't have a team, you have Rogers or Medwa. The difference is the same. If you don't have Hood Murichi, probably you would have Ruwamaleti playing every position that Hood does play. So I think really they really have to show the urge in it, and they have a coach that is not strange to winning titles, Alexis Abidi.
Yeah, in there with URFC aiming to maybe go into the top 4 places if they just address victory, with also Lugazi Football Club are currently sitting on the 12th place on the table with 13 points. The victory, I can see them actually tallying the points with the defending champions SC Villa, who currently have 16 points. So it will be something that will be a big motivation. We are going to be heading into a very short commercial break, but when we return, we shall be taking a look at the team's selections for today's game. URFC up against Lugazi FC at Hamzi Stadium.
Match Day Live.
Jangu ku Kings Fitness Center kole kyonna ekisoboka okuuma omubiri gwo n'obulamu bwo nga bulamu. Tandika kati okutuusa ng'otaddewo enjawulo. Ku Kings Fitness Center kisoboka, jangu tukole exercise okuuma omubiri gwo n'obulamu nga bulamu. Jimu weri erimu ebyuma byonna ebikozesebwa for you to work out. Aerobics classes ebikozesebwa byonna weebiri goba endwadde zonna. Kuma Fitness ku Kings Fitness Center tusangibwa Luweero Kasana, Bukuma Trading Center ku Kings Complex. Tukubire ku 0774 Don't stop until something happens.
This Saturday, the Kitara Royals are serving a special Christmas buffet for their opponents, the Red Eagles Express FC. Join the Royal celebrations at the Royal Park in Butema as Kitara aims for another victory on home turf. Tickets are only 10,000 Uganda shillings for ordinary and 30,000 for VIP. Carry the vuvuzelas, clappers and drums and create an electric atmosphere and drown the Red Eagles with cheer. Let's make them sing Kasongo Bunawewo. Kitara versus Express. A Red Christmas come early.
Looking for the perfect place to nurture your child's soccer talent? Look no further than the Edgar's Youth Program Soccer Academy. We offer professional soccer training in the weekend program, holiday program, local and international soccer trips for boys and girls aged 3 to 17 years. With experienced coaches and state-of-art facilities, your child will have the best environment to grow and excel in soccer. For more information, call us on 0772667780 or 0702667780 or visit our website at www.edgarsyouthprog.org. Edgar's Youth Program, play professionally.
Education is at the heart of achieving your dreams.
When I grow up, I want to become a professional doctor, a bishop, soldier, a midwife, pharmacist, Speaker of Parliament of Uganda. I want to become an engineer in future.
Welcome to Bukedia Comprehensive School, where we believe in the transformative power of quality education. We are dedicated to nurturing and empowering every child to reach their full potential and turn their dreams into reality. We offer a wide range of educational paths, including arts and sciences at both O and L levels, as well as vocational training in computer science, tailoring, hairdressing, mechanics, carpentry, construction, and more. Our school provides a supportive and nurturing environment where students can thrive and grow. At Bukedia Comprehensive, we encourage our students to explore, discover, and develop critical thinking skills, preparing them for success in an ever-changing world. Invest in your child's future with Bukedia Comprehensive School. Find us 33 kilometers along the Mbale Kumi Highway in Bukedia Town Council, Bukedia District. Bukedia Comprehensive School, where knowledge meets innovation.
Get ready to elevate your sports experience. Introducing the Fufa Media app, your ultimate destination for all things sports. With the Fufa Media app, you can watch live matches and events from a wide range of sports, catch up on latest highlights, and stay informed with breaking news and exclusive interviews. Whether you're a football fanatic, a basketball buff, a tennis enthusiast, or a cricket connoisseur, the Fufa Media app puts the thrill of sports right at your fingertips. Join the conversation with fellow fans, access in-depth analysis, and never miss a moment of the action across your favorite sports. Download the Fufa Media app now and experience sports like never before. Available on iOS and Android devices. Must watch on Fufa TV.
Delivery. Yeah! Oh! In the additional minutes, in the dying minutes, just for another point.
Natandika okuwagira omupiira nga nyina emyaka 8.
Amanyi mulina mangi obuwagizi mulina bungi n'akasente tuyina. Eri mukinjaji alya doodo.
Okubiriza bannayuganda tuve ku ttiimu ya Man U ne Arsenal, Messi ne Ronaldo, tujja naffe tuwagire ku bintu ebyaffe ebya wano.
Mwenna gye muli ttiimu zammwe muzaagale.
Must watch Vuvuzela every Sunday, 12 p.m. live on Fufa TV, the home of Ugandan sport. Must watch on Fufa TV. Must watch The Podium every Monday, 10 p.m. live on Fufa TV, the home of Ugandan sport. Match Day Live.
Rivalry renewed. URA clutches Lugazi Football Club at Hamzi Stadium, Nachivo. Which brother will be a reigning supreme? We wait to see if it will be Alexis Savige Musongola's side of the tax collectors or Stephen Bogere's side of the Forest Giants, Lugazi FC, who come into today's match unbeaten in the last 8 games they have played in the StarTimes Uganda Premier League, and they face URA with their squad are fully available for today's game, as the pictures that come alive from Hamzi Stadium, Nachivo, where Lugazi FC are currently warming up ahead of today's encounter at Bule. This will be the first league meetings between the two sides, but previously they faced each other in the Uganda Cup, where URA thumped Lugazi Football Club by 4-0 in 2020. So 4 years down the road, the two sides face against each other once more at Hamzi Stadium, Nachivo. Lugazi FC has the full squad available. Can they go on to collect maximum points on the road, Bule?
Yeah, they can. Remember, they had a stellar game versus Express FC. Even though Stephen Bogere was not around, but still the squad is the same. And then the players' understanding is really ticking. That's what they want as far as the coach's instructions. And if they can really forego it, then it can be good for them. as far as the team is concerned. But then the usage of chances will be vital. Other players must stand up to the responsibilities, because defensively they've been trying to do good, but then going forward they try to be collective, but then going forward at least use those chances, because they have fast pacey players, either wings, Sharif Saka, Freedom Mungutit, even the midfielders are good on the ball creatively, but then the striker Samson Gugu, I'm still banking on him, but that is not the rate at which I believe he should be scoring at. He should be getting the goals for Lugazi FC. Otherwise, it can be a great day for them.
Okay. In there, Habuli anticipating a great day for Lugazi Football Club. Tendo, Lugazi FC, since Oliver Mbeka and Stephen Bogere, you've been mentioning about them, they haven't lost any game. Could this be the day that the lady and the gentleman will lose their first encounter, or they can go on to push and at least get a draw as they have been doing in the last games at least?
Well, my heart is saying something has to break at a certain moment, and if it has to break, it has to be this day, because when you look at URA, they have everything it takes to win such a game, because they don't really attack so much, but they are potent at scoring, which is the difference between what Lugazi is doing. Lugazi create chances, but they don't take them, and for them to score a goal, it takes them to have a transition of more than 6 players into the box. You saw the equalizer they scored in the last game where Bayo Ashavin came to score. Bayo Ashavin, supposed to be a defensive midfielder or even a right back alternating, had to also come and join numbers. Then Derek Mwanje and the likes, and then Abdul Kalanzi. It takes over 7 players for them to score. It wouldn't be the same if they had kept the momentum, like in the goal they created against Express, where Mungu came and beat his man and then crossed for Semugugu. It can't take that anymore for them to score goals. So that leaves them susceptible to the counter-attack, which URA is very good at, especially in the aspect of Ivan Ahimbisibwe. You saw how he dismantled him and Moses Aliro. They dismantled Mbale Heroes, as Mbale needed numbers to go and break the chains up front. So it has to be a very cautious approach, and I think I have a feeling they can come to play like a draw or an away team, a typical away team, and rest and see, which would give the advantage to URA, because URA don't have pressure. They don't have many fans who will pressurize how they play games, and that is where you get the challenge. Why is URA failing to win games? Because some teams are pressurized by the fans to do things that they are not supposed to do, or they are not even good at that moment. But for URA, it is a pressure-free game. And if there is any pressure, it is internal. It cannot be seen on the pitch. And the few fans that are there actually rally the team. We saw a game where they were trailing, and the fans, the likes of Mashudo Ro and the likes John Pule and company, were pushing the team all through. Those are the fans that you would have in a game of this nature, as you try to cultivate how to go through. Because much as Lugazi don't score, they are not easy to score against. After that hammering they conceded against Chitara, they seem to have locked shop, and it is not so easy to break their lines.
Yeah, in the Lugazi Football Club, very hard to break, as Tendo has just hinted about that. And now we shall be taking a look at the lineups with Lugazi FC's traveling side that will be facing URA FC. Fadi Imran remaining in the goal. Richard Aiko captaining the side. Still Emmanuel Obua coming in there. The back line as well. Ali Ashavin Bayo, who scored in their last game against Simbara City. Derek Mwanje and Nelson Mandela, Sharif Saka, Abdul Kalanz, Paul Waswa, Rogers Adrico, Fred Munguti. And there is no Samson Gugu in the lineup, Abule, if you can really take a look. I don't know which tactical switches you think that Oliver Mbekeka and Stephen Bogere have planned for today's game.
I believe he's looking at player proficiency in ball retaining, and maybe nullifying the threats either way. If you are against the ball, that is why he's opting for players who can defend and as well as attack. Maybe he will come on later on, but this is a good line now. Richard Aiko in the centre back together with Paul Waswa. That is the revelation that the fathers Lugazi in the first games, they're not doing quite that well. But when they change the centre back of Richard Aiko and Paul Waswa to be starting, right now they're not conceding that much, but still the stability is there. And then Emmanuel Obua as a left back, that is good. Bayo coming in as a right back sometimes, it is good for them. Midfield-wise, Mandela, Mwanje, Abdul Kalanzi, that is sorted because they have that efficiency to go forward, create chances, but also defend, which they're going to need in this game. Up front, Sharif Saka, Freedom Munguti will be looking to galvanize the team and make the chances work. It's a great lineup, but still, if you don't have your lead man, then it's going to be a problem because Samuel Semgugu provides them that link-up play. He has that ability to make runs, but also counter-press whenever needed. I'm asking myself, will those attacking players be able to do that? That is Sharif Saka, Freedom Munguti, but also provide the goals. Because sometimes a striker may not give you the rate of goals that you need, but there's that work ethic that he gives you, but also what you get from him. That, for instance, Mulongo for Vipers, he has not yet scored that much, but there's something that they need from him that gels in together with the players. This is what Samson Gugu was bringing to them. For now, the lineup is okay. Maybe it's defensively selected to ensure that they get a point, or maybe 3 goals or 3 points in today's game.
Tendo, does this strategy point for a draw that Lugazi have come for a draw? Because if there is no your player who has actually scored the goal that won them a game against Express, as well as the game against Snake FC has scored those very important goals, and it's not in the lineup.
Yeah, but those were 6 games away. And after that, the goals have been coming very few and scanty and coming from midfielders. And one of those players that probably has become indispensable is Sharif Saka. We've seen him being played as a right back, played as a right wing back, played as a right winger, and we all know him as a striker. So I think they want to use that ingenuity and that work rate, like Bule has said, to try and stifle out URA, because believe it or not, URA is going to command the possession and all that with the players that they have. I'm aching to see what kind of lineup comes out.
Sure, that's where we are going to be heading to look at URA FC's side that is going to be facing Lugazi FC. Rogers Omedwa comes in goal with most of the other players injured, and out Enoka Walusimbi, who has been summoned onto the national team, will be is also coming to captain the side. James Begesa Penza, Moses Okabaliro, also part of the team that was summoned. Even Ivan Ibisiwe, another player that was summoned on the team. Laban Tibita Faizo Matovu, Joshua Leti Lubwama, Joseph Semuju, Ibrahim Wamana, and Godfrey Asechivengo. Bule and Tendo, those are the 11 players. In the absence of Alexis Savide, still the assistant coach has
present on the team sheet. So he can be there by osmosis.
Commanding from a distance.
Doesn't look to be a changed team all through, apart from the first changes. Or Rogers Omedwa still a very good and capable goalkeeper. We saw what he did when he was in Busoga United. And then Enoch Walusimbi scored one of the goals in their last games. Then Ivan Imbisiwe also. James Begisa, more of a person who has lost form. When you look at the squad that was called, Moses Aliro looks like he was called as a defender, back to the days of when he was playing as a wing back at KCCA. So if you are called in that position, and there is a James Begisa Penza, that means that he has dropped. He needs to raise his game at the moment. Faizo Matovu has been in and out of the squad, but I think Masembe's absence gives him an opportunity to play again and then try to see how he can play. And then Joshua Luwamaleti is also in the team. But I think the most important part is in the middle, where you see so many players, including Laban Tibita, who enjoyed so much playing at Lugazi, if you remember. He was one of those players that really tormented, and he might be a darling even of the players in Lugazi FC, because remember, by that time they were in the lower league and they came to watch URA games. So you think that he's going to ask many questions, and those players are going to challenge themselves against him, and he might be one of those keys that they need, because the compactness of Lugazi and the swag with which they defend needs a player who can break through the lines and try to do individual aspects of the game, where you think that Aliro and Tibita could unlock that if they come with a good day.
Okay, Bole, looking at the selection, Tibita, then Alino, we also see the other players that were summoned on the national team are coming in there. But Bule, on your point, that's where we are going to be coming on for Bule to supplement on that. But we are going to be listening to the coaches, what they have to say about their selections for today's game. URA FC up against Lugazi Pro Club.
Match Day Live. Match Day Live.
The game won't be easy. They have a good technical team. The players are good, but we're also trying to get prepared to see that we win this game.
How conversant are you with Coach Stephen Bogere?
As you know very well, that is my elder brother. I respect him. I still have a lot to learn from him, but as you know, today it's a job whereby we need points. I know you need the 3 points. I also need the points. So the one who will be prepared most will win the game. Thank you.
About the preparations and the plans for this match against URA.
Yeah, we expect a win. We've planned well. Our players are okay. What we requested from them is the character on the pitch, mostly in the midfield. We've tried to analyze URA from the coach to the last player. They are good. We are not going to underestimate them. Of course, we are all the same as players. They're the same level. But the best, I think the players with the best character will win. But all above, we believe in God. We know the win is ours.
What are some of the changes that you've made in the squad as compared to the previous game, and definitely some of the game plan?
Yeah, no, so far there is no any change. There's no change. We've not made any change. Expect Munguditi is back. Last match he didn't play, but now he's back on the pitch. Yeah.
Thank you, Coach.
Welcome.
A family feud indeed. Alexis Songola appears on the touchline, and it seems he will be in charge, and then to battle his brother. Will experience prevail, or will the youth in Alexis Songola be triumphing when the two sides face each other at exactly 4 p.m. That will be the kickoff. URA FC up against Lugazi Pro Club. Before we headed into to listen for what the coaches had to say about this encounter, Abule had something to say about URA FC's selection. It was something that was burning you.
Yeah, not burning me, but just according to the lineup. If the producer can give us the lineup again, just to hint about something, because I'm asking myself, how are they going to shape today as URA FC? They don't have as many centre backs as possible. Hudmulich is not there, and Luwa Maizoro is a makeshift centre back. It troubles them. So I believe that can be a 3-5-2 system formation. Well, as you look at that lineup, Enoch Walusimbi often plays on the right side, and then Faizo Matovu
on the left side.
On the left side, and then Luwama comes in as a makeshift centre back whenever they don't have the ball, or whenever they have the ball. But in the midfield, that is where the fight is. Wamana in there, Laban Tibida in there, together with the likes of Joseph Semuju and Sechivengo. They are trying to take control of the midfield. Up front, IMBCwe, Moses Aliro can be good. I believe how they're going to shape up whenever they don't have the ball is going to be crucial. Because there's going to be deficiency in their back line. The way they've been defending, not quite that well. Every time they lose the ball, that back line really troubles them in balancing and positioning. It's work to Enokwalusimbi to at least command the back line so that they don't concede, that they've been conceding. So
that means it's going to be a midfield battle to see who is going to be winning the midfield that will take the game.
Of course, how they've been deployed, it shows you that most proficiency is going to be in the midfield. Because there is Wamana, Luwama can shift in, there is Laban Tibita, then there is Sechibengu, who can also play as a pivot. It's going to be all over there. But they need that cover for the back line. Because the back line is inept. They don't have the numbers there. Remember, Begisa will be more trying to go forward. and also the right that can be Semuju or Aliro trying to go forward. They are not going to be defending that much. That is where my problem was. And luckily, they have top players to use them whenever they get set pieces. They've been trying to score from set pieces. You remember the game versus Express FC, 2 goals from set pieces. That is Enoch Walusimbi, Joshua Luama, Sechivengo, who can come in whenever they get the chances. And then defensively, high balls, long balls can be good for them. It's a good lineup, but then understanding each one's responsibilities and roles will be crucial in this game.
Okay, as we head in for a scrabble for position in the midfield, can Lugazi FC really go toe-to-toe with URA FC as well as reviewed all the players that have been put into that midfield?
I just hope I wasn't so loud. But the aspect in that lineup is just simple. You're going to look at where Faizo Matov stands. If Faizo Matov is among the back 3 in the center back, then you know he has gone for a 3-5-2 formation. But I have a feeling Faizo is going to be a left back. A left back who is not so adept at going forward, but stopping the strength of Lugazi. If you are a coach and have been following Lugazi's games, everything that they do passes through the right flank. Even the goal they scored against Express, Freedom Mungudit comes, dribbles, and then crosses. The goal that they got in the recent games, if you remember, it is always Freedom Mungudit, Sharif Saka on the right, and even Moses Buga when he comes in. So I think Alexis Abidie has chosen to abandon the left flank of moving forward and give it a very conservative defender. The same way you remember the days when Paul Asule used to have Deo Serwada play the left back, because most of the teams, in his conviction, most of the teams had a very good right winger. Somewhere, somehow, everywhere you go, you will not fail to find a number 7. Even if you chose an FMS team, you'll find like 6 players choosing to play number 7. Why? Because it is going forward and it's right-sided. Because there are many players with the right foot. It's not the same with the left, because the left gets classification. Sometimes they will say, is this a lefty? Is this a lefter? Or even some even joke and say, maybe you're a left-back. So I think that is the science. If he plays in the left back, I think that is the conviction there. And that will make Semuju play the left wing.
That can mean even a change of system, like a 4-2-3-1 or a 4-3-3, if they're going to be 4 in the back line. But if it's 3, it will be depleting them. They need that cover, at least as you are AFC.
You are right, very right. But if there are 3, you would think that Enoch Walusimbi will play on the right, and then Joshua Leti plays in the middle, because there are many midfielders there, and Ibrahim Wamana is there. But because Leti is not that libero who will stay cultured, he's always going to get trouble. Probably they can even have Begisa play as one of the defenders, and then Walusimbi plays in the middle, and then Leti comes in the midfield, and have Aliro play the position where he was summoned as a right wing back.
But in the last game I saw Aliro used as an inverted wing against Express FC, where he was
but then Begisa is around. Begisa is around. It seems it's going to be a traditional 4-4-2, but either way they've been alternating, because in the last game they started at 3 at the back line. But
that is Alexis Abidie. That is Alexis Abidie for you. Imagine how he has calculated games over the times that he has been a coach, beating all these teams. And the biggest challenge he has had is to play against his elder brother, whom he knows is one of the brainiest players and coaches we have in the country. So I think he has had sleepless nights, and that is why he even had to pretend he's not going to be around, because I really had that feeling there is science going to happen.
Okay, for now we shall be heading straight to Farm Stadium, Nachivo, for the first half commentary. Lugazi FC up against URA Football Club.
Prior to Christmas, they normally say that the businessmen are busy making the money around this period. And of course, for the URA, they'll have to get the taxes in very early before the close of the year. This is a match before Christmas, and this is a match that the tax collector would love to collect many of those taxes today, and hopefully maybe make some bit of amends meet here against Lugazi Football Club. It's a game that actually we get through with moving modalities, and hopefully we'll be able to enjoy all there is to enjoy from the clash here tonight. For Lugazi Football Club, turning on their whites today, they'll be looking to see how far they can propel themselves to some wonderful action today. And on the other side, the home side, that is of course URA, turning on their home kitty, will be looking to see how far they can extend their good performance here at home, where they've only lost only 2 games against Vipers Football Club. That is also one of those matches they actually went on to lose. They've lost 2 here, and hopefully they can go down and get some bit of momentum. Your center referee, Jumba Solomon, assisted by Mutonyi Jane and Nantabo Lydia. Fourth official, Miro Ibrahim. It is a men and women's affair today here. Going down to have a little bit of a look and a selection of sides prior to the start of this one. The 2 captains, Richard Aiko, together with Walu Simbi. Let's wait and see who goes on to win the coin toss here tonight. Coin is up and down, and looks like Lugazi have actually won the coin toss, so they possibly will be able to select the side. You can see that from himself, Aiko, trying very much to maybe talk to his goalkeeper. They select the side, they begin from the right. It means that URA will be the one to begin with the ball here. Modalities are very clear. The game is all that awaits, and we're waiting to have itself a very, very good match here tonight. The ambience, not that much. It is purely dominated by the fans of URA, and they're the ones currently making more of the drumming here. But also, you cannot remove it all the way from Lugazi. They have a very good moving force. Let's look at the lineup, should we? For URA, not many changes, by the way, to the lineup from the previous game that they played. Joseph Semuju is available, Ibrahim Omana available. Godfrey Sechibengo also starts the very, very good footballer there. Faisal Matovu, Laban Tibita all beginning in this formation. 3-2-3-2 with, of course, the goalkeeper, Omedwa. So that is basically the kind of formation that the tax collectors have dropped in today. For the leaders all the way from Lugazi Najembe, they hope to actually maintain some good performance. Nelson Mandela dropping to the defensive line. Saka Sharif will be the one looking for the goal alongside Freedom Mungudit. So you can see this formation. It is also more about 3-5, a 2 formation system. A little bit getting me confused on my nerves there. Waiting for the referee to get us underway here tonight. Welcoming you to the Ham Stadium, Nachivuo, where we bring you a clash between URA, the home side, and the tax collectors up against Lugazi, the leaders all the way from Najembe.